community chat. Community chat. Want to have status. Want to have contacts where we can find contacts.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We want
Yeah.
to have, what else can we want to have? Possibly want to have settings slash admin.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you already created an epic for your messaging platform. Now your user story is user story. Let's now have it. US. We can tag it as US. US 001.
Okay.
Call option. Right. You can now paste it like this. Under your call option, you can say things like, as a WhatsApp user, I want to be able to call under the call option
Yeah.
so that I can speak to my friends. Under the call option, I can say, as a let me see, as a WhatsApp user. Let me think of another example. As a WhatsApp user, I want to be able to call, stroke dial numbers. Do you know WhatsApp can dial numbers from WhatsApp now? You don't have to like save the number on your phone. You can dial the number directly from WhatsApp. I want to be able, yeah, I want to be able to dial numbers so that I can quickly call out of the app. So all this, you can have 10 user stories under one particular epic.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So let's
Yeah.
use another one. Let's take another epic. User US 002. Now, all these things, all these user stories, you're getting them from your requirements.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So now let's use texting. Okay. Um there's no need to, as a WhatsApp user. Okay, we've not named it yet. Texting option. Can you see this screen?
Yes.
Okay. As a WhatsApp user, I want to be able to send and receive text so that I can chat with friends. The reason, okay? You can give another user story as a WhatsApp, as a WhatsApp user, I want to be able to send emojis, emojis via text so that I can have meaningful conversations. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these are different types of user stories.
Right.
Okay. So let's use and let's give more examples. Okay. So this is the theme. All right. So let's get another theme. Maybe a fitness tracking. Let's
Okay.
see. theme. So it's fitness. Tracking app. What is this? Tracking app. Okay. And Epic. What we are trying to do is let's think of an Epic under fitness tracking, or maybe this is I wouldn't even say diet timetable, but you want to see your maybe track workouts.
Yeah.
You want to be able
What
to
to
track
see
workouts. You want to,
steps.
yes, your steps and stuff. Let's say create diets is another feature. Is another feature. You want to create diets. Let me see. What could again be on a tracking on a fitness app? You want to schedule. You want to schedule meetings with trainers, Those are features. Do you understand?
Yeah.
etc. Then you can now start from each user story. Under each user story one. Okay. So as a user on the fitness tracking is FT app, I'm just shortening it though.
Yeah.
You can say something like, I want to be able to log my exercise routines. I want to be able to log my exercise. What's wrong with my spellings today? What's going on? Routines so that I can monitor my progress.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's how you basically write user stories. So you can have 3, 4 user stories under the epic of track workout.
Yeah.
You can have 4 under the epic of create diet. Oh, as a user, I want to be able to create diets so that I can monitor my food intake
Intake.
or
Yeah.
my, yes, calorie intake as a user. And these are the things that they'll say to you, oh, I want to be able to is the app able to do XYZ? Oh, I want to be able to do XYZ. They're giving you user stories. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and just start. I'll write it for you. I'll write it out here for you. Okay. So let me give you something simple, something you're used to. Okay, let's use the travel booking app, the Epic. I'm sorry, the theme.
Yeah.
The theme is a travel booking app. All right, what could you think the Epic under the travel booking app could be?
Like possible locations. A travel booking app. So what's the travel booking app?
A travel booking app could be like Expedia, um, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um. So So what could be in the app?
Okay, let's just work with a domain you're familiar with. Okay, let's use an e-commerce app. A travel booking app, you could have book book trips, schedule trips, cancel booking, search flights. You could have all those
Oh,
epics.
really?
Yeah,
On those,
but let's
really?
let's use
I,
e-commerce since
I
you're a
didn't know.
shopper. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's use e-commerce. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So for shopping,
You
I
can
want
open up your any apps that you have, maybe Fashion Nova or
to.
something, and just check
Yeah.
what the features that you have there.
Okay. Okay. Different types of clothing. Like I want to be able to search different clothing. So
Okay,
see
you want to be
different.
able to search clothing. Okay.
Yeah. Then. as well as the prices, like filter prices of
Okay.
stuff.
Filter option.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also be able to create my profile so that if you create profile, there are some perks sometimes. Yeah,
Profile setup.
yeah.
What else?
In the end, like buy the stuff now. Like
No, that's not a feature.
that's my feature.
No,
Okay.
that's not a feature.
Updates, like if there are new updates of stuff, like to be able to.
That's really not a feature.
It's not really a
Because
feature.
because one thing with a feature is that it must be able to have user stories. So what are the user stories that that you can might want to put under update? So
Ah,
one thing, yes, one thing,
okay, okay,
one thing
okay.
you need to know is that for something to qualify as an epic, at least it should have about 4 user stories or 5.
Oh,
So with the search, with the search clothing option, I want to be able to search by country or by style. I want to be
yeah.
able to search by gender. I want to be able to search um by
Prices.
pricing. I want to be able to. That's still under filter option. To be honest, filter
Okay.
option is just one way.
Yeah.
So it's still on that search. I want to be able to search by pricing. I want to be able to search by this. I want to be able to search by that. Profile setup. I want to be able to upload my pictures. I want to
Sure.
be able to update the
In,
currency.
yeah.
I want to be able to update my size. Something
Yeah.
like that. Another feature that could be here is checkout. Checkout, not checkouts, but like cart, existing cart that already have, like maybe Fashion Nova or, no, or Zara. Like if you've liked something before, they usually put it in like a special place just so you can revisit
Yeah.
it.
Always go there.
Do you get? So you can say things like, oh, maybe a bag item or something. So under
Sure.
the user story of bag item, you can say as a user, I want to be able to go to my bag item and see the product I've liked or I've saved in cart. As a
Yeah.
user, I want to be able to go to my bag item to be able to remove the product I do not want. As a user, I want to be able to go to my bag item and do XYZ.
Yeah. Check out some stuff.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? So if there are not 3 or 4 options of like user stories under that epic, it doesn't qualify to be an epic. There's so many things that you think it's a feature, but it's not. It's just under a particular feature. Something like that filter
So,
button now. It's just one way. Oh, you want to filter so that what? So you can search stuff. It's still under search clothing.
oh, makes sense.
Do you understand? Okay, so
Yeah.
let's use another one. This one, yeah, they're actually going to give me the user stories for it. It's okay. Let's use the theme. The theme is um,
Okay. Banking.
online banking app. Remind me with the way I'm writing things. All right. So what do you think the epics are? You can, like I said, you can open your bank app and check.
Yeah. Okay. So, my bank app is not working. So let me just think. Online banking. You could. It's not like see what how much money you have currently. Is that not a feature? So that you can know the way
That's the
to.
first thing you see. That's my feature. That's the
Okay,
first
the
thing you see.
online
Why would
transaction
I?
that be a feature, like
Why would I?
online.
Why
I
would I
mean,
want to open my bank
like
app
international.
and not see my money immediately? Why are you stressing me out?
Okay.
Okay.
Um, what of like international transactions? Like I thought that was
Yes.
a feature.
Okay, that's a feature actually. Because under international transactions, you can now see different things. Okay, I want to be able to search by country. As a user, I want to be able to search by country so that I can know the country I'm sending to. So let's just write these things down. International transactions, international transactions. Okay, give me
Okay.
another one.
So like some people pay their bills or using bank app. Is
Good.
that not?
Bills. Actually, I have one of my friends' name is Bills. International transactions. I would say inter. Okay,
Interact.
no, it's not even interact. local transactions.
local transactions.
Okay, another thing.
Like see the transaction history, like what you like get a log of what you use your
Mhm.
online app to do. Is that no feature?
Statement. Yeah, it could be a
Okay.
feature, and then you can filter. It has two user stories at most. You can filter by month, and you can
Yeah.
filter by whatever. Um, what else? Let me open my bank app.
Um, I'm seeing this wealth and investment management. I don't know what that is. Isn't that like I don't know. That could be a feature now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, it's like all these stocks and all those things like gold.
Wealth management. Let's just put wealth management.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're giving us the user stories. User story one, which is this guy.
Yeah, international transactions.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. As a user or as a customer of the online app, yeah, I want to be able to send money in different like in different currencies. Okay. So that I can mm, so I can do international I don't know so I can how to send money so my friends can receive money or my parents can receive money despite not being where I am or something like that.
So that my recipients
Okay, yeah.
can
That
receive
that that takes everybody.
the equivalent
Yeah.
in their currency.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You've
That's
captured
it.
it. Yeah.
Do you understand? So what you want to so if it's not making sense to you, all that is going to make sense to somebody else. It's very low. Do you
Wow.
understand? So what you
Yeah.
want to take this in is you can put all this in ChatGPT and ask it to simplify it for you if you think it's too cumbersome. So you can say
Oh,
make the English less cumbersome. Do you
yeah.
understand what I'm trying to say? So you can
Makes
say, oh, make um the English less or say it like you're talking to a 5-year-old. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So what could be another user story under
International transactions.
mhm.
Okay, I want to like be able to pay for stuff. Like
No,
you can't pay
international
for it.
transactions.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
You can say that. You can say that I want to be able to use my card to pay for international purchases. I want
Yeah.
to be able to use my cards. I'm already helping you out. Pay for pay for international. I want to be able to use my cards so that
Yeah. I can pay for an international purchase. Okay.
give me another one. Let's see.
International. Mm,
As a customer,
in my okay, in my
hmm
banking app, yes. So like you could see all these exchange rates with the banking app now. Is that not
good.
it?
I want to be able to exchange currencies
Yeah.
so that I can make a transfer. That's a user story.
Yeah.
Do you see? You can see like this already has three.
Three.
Do
Yeah.
you get? And there are probably more.
Yeah. If you really
As a customer,
custom.
I want the ability to see official bank rates
Yeah.
so that I don't have to go to Bureau de Change.
So that I don't have to what?
So I don't have to go to Bureau de Change. Bureau,
Oh, okay, okay.
Bureau, French word. We manage it like that. All right, do you understand this?
Yeah.
So essentially, this is all, this can be, it's probably more than that. Okay. Right. Do you understand? So this is already 4 user stories, and there's probably like 6 others. Okay. So this is what your programmers will read and go and look for the future. This is what designers will read. And then they can say, okay, you want to be able to send money to different currencies. Let's design something that can show people how to send money. Okay.
Yeah.
Send money in different currencies so that they can receive, so that their recipients can receive the equivalent. So they look at send money in different currencies. So designers can look at this and say, okay, send money in different currencies. Let's design a currency type of interface that shows people or that displays different currencies people have. Okay, you want to be able to use your cards. Okay, let's design a feature whereby people can see their cards and the cards to use for
Yeah.
international purchases. Oh, okay, they want to be able to exchange currencies. So let's design an exchange where you put from and to on Lemfi. So
Yeah.
they can see all that and then they can walk around and design stuff around it. Do you get?
Yeah.
So essentially, when your tech team looks at all these things that are written, so now all these user stories is being put where in the product backlog. The product
Yeah.
manager can now say, okay, what user story are we working on first?
Yeah.
Or what are the things that we are working on first? So if you look at that example that I showed you here of the products backlog, you see that this one, if I go back here, these 4 user stories is under the epic of international transactions,
Yeah.
right? Take a look at this. You can see the administrator as a user. I want to be able to, what do you want to be able to do so that this. Now, these are under sprint one. In
Yeah.
sprint one, you guys can work on 6 user stories.
Yeah.
The 2 to 3 weeks, you guys can work on 6 user stories. So they can put it in priority and say, okay, this is a must have, this is a could have, this is a should have, this is a nice to have. So must have is very important. Could have is probably, should have is yeah, most likely you should have it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So in your sprint is when you can now put like 6 or 7 user stories. The product manager and the team decides they decide during the sprint planning, if you remember.
Yeah.
During the sprint planning, that what user stories can we complete within the next 2 to 3 weeks during the sprint cycle. So they can take like 7 user stories and decide to work on. They're having daily scrum about those 7 user stories, and then they can go back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
So again, the sprint backlog is where all your user stories are. The sprint planning is when you decide that, okay, what items should we put into the sprint backlog? Sprint backlog is just the same as product backlog, but it's filtered. Product
Yeah.
backlog is every user story that's existed. After you do your sprint planning, you pick user story one, maybe under different epics, you pick user story this, you pick the user story that, and then the team decides that okay, we can work on these 10 different user stories. It doesn't have to be the 10 under international transactions. It can
Yeah.
be maybe 3 from here, 2 from here, 2 from
Yeah.
here. Do you understand? But the team
Yeah.
prioritizes it and says, okay, we think this is important. If this is not in the app will not make sense yet. So when the team has decided, all those ones that they captured, they put them into the sprint backlog.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand? And say, okay, for the next 1 to 3 weeks, these are the things that we're working on during our sprint.
Yeah.
When the product is done, they ship the product out, they deploy it, and then it's live. And then you can have your sprint review. What did we do wrong? What could we have done? Then the retrospective is the process. What could have done better? What could we have done better? Maybe during the sprint process, the designers took too much time for them to bring out their designs. That slowed them down. This is when they'll be having a meeting.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So let's see. Okay. So another example of user stories is you can see it here. As an internet banking customer, I want to see a rolling balance for my everyday account so that I can know the balance of my account after each transaction is applied. As an administrator, I want to create other administrators so that I can delegate tasks. As a marketer, I want to create automated email campaigns so that I can keep evaluators rather engaged. User story checklist. You need to keep them short. Okay.
Yeah.
So remember what we're talking about, that you don't want to make the English too cumbersome.
Yeah.
In other in your user story should at the very most shouldn't be 2 lines, 1 line. As a dash, I want dash so that dash, that's all.
Yeah.
All of them should be in one sentence. Okay. Right from the perspective of the user. Make the value benefits of the story clear. What is the reason for this? Describe one piece of functionality. If you have to write and break it into two different stories, write stories as a team. Okay. Use acceptance criteria to show MVP. So I was going to talk about acceptance criteria. Okay. Essentially, acceptance criteria is like, for this to happen, this has to happen. So your acceptance criteria, they basically say, is like a condition that a software has to meet before it can go through something.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
understand that.
let's go back to a particular user story. As an internet banking customer, I want to see a rolling balance for my everyday accounts so that I know the balance of my account after each transaction. Do you think we should use, okay, let's use, I can use this example to explain acceptance criteria to you, but let me go ahead and use the examples that we used just so we can bring that home. As a user, I want to be able to send money in different currencies so that my recipients can receive the equivalent in their currencies. The question you need to ask yourself is, for you to be able to do this, what are the things that need to be in place? That's an open question.
Um. Okay. For me to be able to send money in different currencies, like we need to know each other's currencies. Like what does sending one CAD mean to sending one naira? Basically, that's I don't know.
Okay. All right. So acceptance criteria essentially again is, for this to happen, there's some things that has to happen. The customer needs to open the bank app.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
Yes,
Oh,
that's an
okay,
acceptance
okay.
criteria. You
Oh,
can't
okay,
just, yes, the acceptance criteria is like the customer first of all has to open the bank app. The customer has to do some certain things before they're able to do this.
okay. Like log in and all those things.
Yes. So
Oh,
yes, I'm gonna tell you. So again, the textbook definition of acceptance criteria is like the conditions that must be met for something to work, right? For a system to work, the conditions that must be met for a process to work, the conditions that must be met for this user story to be true or to be done. As a customer, I want to be able to send money in different currencies so that I can first of all, you need to have money in your account.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Oh, okay,
That's an
okay.
acceptance criteria. You need to have money in your account. Another acceptance criteria is you need to be a registered user of the bank. Those are acceptance criteria. Okay. So we have three types of acceptance criteria, or how you write an acceptance criteria, okay, or structures in which you write an acceptance criteria. There's the scenario based, okay, there's rule oriented, and there's custom format rather. Scenario based is basically, okay, let's go here. Acceptance criteria. There's one is scenario based, rule oriented, and there's custom format. All right, scenario based is basically we're basically going to be talking about this today, right? Scenario based is basically the acronym for it or how to define it. All these things, nobody's going to ask you for definitions of it, but it's
Yeah.
just standard knowledge that you're supposed to know. Is that given that something, when the customer something, then something. Okay, so let's use that. As a customer, I want to be able to send money in different currencies so that my recipients can receive the equivalent in their currency. Given that the customer has money in their
Yeah.
account, when they open the international transactions category, then they should be able to send money.
Oh.
Give me a moment, please. Give me
Okay.
one moment. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So that's given. All right, let's use another one. As a customer, I want to be able to use my cards so that I can pay for international purchases. Given that the customer has navigated to the international transactions category, when they click on cards, then they should be able to copy their cards and use it and pay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's use maybe something in the tracking app. As a fitness as a user of the fitness tracking app, I want to be able to log my exercise routines so that I can monitor progress. So you can see, given that the user has selected the type of exercise, when the given that the user has created or what's the user acceptance? I'm sorry. As a user, I want to be able to log my okay, your activity is logging the exercise. So given that the user has opened the app, when they click on log my activities, then they should be able to select the type of activities that they did and put the progress button there or click on the progress tracking button there. But
Okay.
you're just creating that. I tell you that acceptance criteria is the set of things that you need to do before these user stories come into play. So again,
Okay.
what does acceptance criteria do? Essentially just make sure that these people are not just like clicking on things randomly and saying this thing is not working. The programmers, the designers can walk through that the acceptance criteria that okay, as long as they've done this, then this should be able to work. Okay, so you can have different criteria under each user story. Okay,
Yeah.
so you could say something like maybe the user can select the type of exercise. Given that the user can select the type of exercise, maybe running, cycling, or weightlifting, the user can enter details such as the duration. They should be able to enter things such as the duration that they did, the distance, and then users can also view a summary. Those are like acceptance criterias before they're able to log their stuff in.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Let's do the WhatsApp one. Let
Okay.
me just really get everything.
Let's use a WhatsApp. Where's WhatsApp again?
So it's the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Ah,
all right. So your stuff is as a WhatsApp user, I want to be able to send and receive text message so that I can chat with my friends. Given that the contact has been saved, first of all, on WhatsApp,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Immediately they click on the person's name, they should be able to text the person and send the message.
Yeah.
Given when Then for user stories as a dash,
I want
I
something
want
that
dash, so that dash. So it's who, what, and why. In acceptance criteria, it is
given when
given, when, and then. Again, the second one says, as a user, I want to be able to send images. I want to be able to send images, emojis via text so that I can have meaningful conversation. Given that they have the images saved on their phone, you first of all
true.
need to have the images saved on your phone. When they click on, or when they go to the select button and they click on the images in their gallery, then they should be able to send the message.
Yeah.
So that's your acceptance criteria, the preconditions that have to come into play before something has to be done.
Yeah, and it just got me thinking of how sometimes there's a limit to like the amount of images or like if
Mm-hmm.
you're sending a document now, like the size of the document and something like that. So that could now be an acceptance criteria.
Yes, yes. They can create acceptance criteria for that. Given that the document is not more than 1 gig,
Yeah,
when they click on it, they should be able to send it.
yeah. I think I understand it now.
Right. So there is a take-home assignment. I would want you to create epics. I'm sorry, theme. So create 2 themes. You can pick whatever industry it is, whether e-commerce, social media, or anything. So create 2 themes and give at least. So this is the assignment again. You can take a snapshot of this.
Okay.
Okay. Create 2 themes. Create 3 epics each.
Yeah.
And then create 5 user stories to acceptance criteria. Okay, so in other words, I'm accepting 15 user stories because 15 times 3,
Sorry.
right? And then do you understand the theme? So you can break, and then 2 acceptance criteria for each. So
All
that's
right.
10
Per
acceptance
story,
criteria.
per user
Yes,
story. Okay.
yes. Just 2 acceptance criteria.
There's like 60 things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
these things are just one line. If you
Nice.
think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
they just one line. But try as much as possible to write it yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Any industry, anything at all.
Anything at all.
I'll do that.
And then you can just send that to me and I can take a look at it. Okay? Let me go ahead and stop the recording. We are done for today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop recording. Yes.